All right, good morning traders, and welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through live order flow analysis, forward-looking, not hindsight, and looking for opportunities in the order flow. And we can do that with order flow because we can see the traders and their actions within the orders. It is the footprints in the sand that we can read there and gives us insight to their behavior that can give us insight to where price might be going next. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see here. I need to go over the risk disclosure. General disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's first off bring up Bookmap here. Looking at the S&P E-mini, and we are now above and beyond the 6,000 mark. Hit it yesterday, and you can see the breakout here. 945 up into it and through this 6003 area here. Nice bullish move here, and we'll continue to take a look at this and trading up into high liquidity here, and just these two areas in here. And as you guys know, we've covered many times over, this is exactly what the footprints in the sand here. We trade into high liquidity and we anticipate a bit of a pullback. And a pullback to where? To support. Where are the buyers? Okay, so we can see the buyers in here. This is where they started to buy from the aggressors in this little area in here. Well, let's see if we get a pullback into that area. You can see where we've gotten it so far. See where we came up into here and it kind of went sideways a little bit, and then we saw a bit more buying come back in. Okay, so and here we go. So now we're starting to see a bit more buying here, and we see some demand here on the bid. Right, so yeah, we look for maybe the next level. Now we've gotten our pullback. And let's see if we can get back up into maybe 614, 15, and 16 up here. Okay. All right. So yeah, we never know. We're looking though for the behavior here in the order book. These traders here on the bid or on the offer, and you know, what's their behavior? That's what we want to determine. So, you know, you can see as soon as these traders started to add into the order book, we found some buyers. Okay, so that's a good sign that some demand by the passive orders here has spurred some aggressive buyers in here to buy. Okay, all right. So based off of that, yeah, we look for this to continue going higher. Let's yeah, look for that 14, 15, and 16 to transact. Okay, so now we're looking at, again, the same ideas in here. We'd like to also see these traders here on the offer pull their liquidity and find these aggressors trade up into and through these areas and trade into that high liquidity. Let me see if there's any questions right off the bat here. Hold on a minute. And over in Discord, for those of you who are on YouTube and watching this, you may want to come over to our Discord channel. It is we have a lot more discussion materials, more in-depth analysis on a lot of different pieces of content than you're going to get in YouTube. All right, so yeah, we're still seeing the move higher here. The bid's still showing some activity here, so still looking for this to go higher until we see something else. All right. Let's take a step back here, and we're going to take a look at the bigger picture, and get a kind of an outlook for the day. How are things going here? So we have the daily chart on the candles here on the left side. We have the hourly here in the center, and the 15-minute over here on the right. What are we seeing? Well, obviously after the election here, we can see this very, very bullish day close at all-time highs, continuation of that. And right now, we can also see that at least on the daily chart here, we have a bit of a green candle, but we had a little bit of a pullback earlier and kind of in the overnight session. And then we can see, though, that we're still up here at these highs. Okay, so our 15-minute chart, you can see a bit of that pullback right now that we're looking at here. This is the cash session that we're looking at in terms of data. All right, so yeah, maybe this is we're starting to maybe see the sellers come in now at this point. Let's take a look. Okay, no, I do not. Yeah, still looking. I mean, in the order flow here in Bookmap, we are still bullish until we see something else. Okay, the bid is still showing some interest. We're seeing some aggressive sellers here starting to come in, but I'm looking for this scenario where we get buyers back up above this area, and then maybe squeeze these sellers here. So here we go. Let's see if we can get a short squeeze here. Looks pretty good for 15 and 16 to transact. All right. Let's see. There's a few different things that I have to show you guys today. So looking forward to that. Good morning, Alan. Yep. Dan, Hector, Alois. All right. Okay. Yeah, you wanted to go. Okay, you got a nice checklist together, Alan. Yes, we will go over that. All right. Well, give me a minute here, Alan, and we'll go through it. But this is our anticipated activity here. It is unfolding. Now, I want to look and verify because that these traders here are trapped, and we look for a stop run here that up into this 15 level, and let's see if we can still get a squeeze going on here. 15 traded, and after trading into high liquidity, we look for a pullback. Okay, we're getting it. So now we want to see again the same things we were looking for earlier. What's the bid look like, and what's the offer look like, and in the price action in here, are we getting more buyers or more sellers, aggressors? Okay, market buy and market sell orders. Okay, so we can see that things are getting pretty dark here. It's we have hold on just a minute here. Do we have some data coming out at this point? I mean, why do we see the on a minute? No. Okay. Not sure why we're seeing kind of a dry up, or look how dark it's getting in here. So, actually, like this adds something else into the puzzle here. We are looking for a little bit of volatility in here because of the lack of liquidity. Consumer sentiment, though, at this yeah, no, at 11 o'clock, I know I see we got a Fed speaker, but not sure what's going on in here, but something's up. Consumer sentiment was no, I don't see it on my calendar here. Around 10:15. It's kind of an odd time. Maybe it's some geopolitical stuff going on out there. Anyway, I mean, this is how we can get insight to a lot of different things in the order flow, to be honest. So we traded up into our 15 level. That's what we were looking for earlier. We were also looking for, or thinking that maybe we get up to 16. I'm sorry, 16 traded, 17, 18, and maybe even up to 20 here. Okay, but we can see that something's going on in here, because we know that traders are pulling their orders. Okay, and that gives us some insight to something being up, and we don't know what that is. In this case, I don't know what it is. Maybe someone else has some insights here. Yeah, not over in not over in Discord. Okay. Anyway, yeah, this is just like during a scheduled economic release, we see the same behavior in here. And then the question is about, do you want to trade at that point? And you can. In fact, you would anticipate that volatility, and you'll see that like many times over, we see this. This is where the liquidity is on the sell side. Okay, this is the supply up here. This is the demand down here, and we'll see price range between the supply and the demand. It'll trade down into these areas, and this is where these aggressive sellers will meet the buyers down here. Okay. Or these aggressive buyers will meet the passive sellers here at 17 and 19. Yeah, kind of odd. Kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop there. Seeing this kind of drying up of liquidity in here. All right, well, whatever. There's a couple of things I wanted to show you guys. A couple of free materials that I think you'll really enjoy. One is this Market Pulse tool. Hold on a minute here. Market Pulse Web. And I also have to show you this multi-account tool. Okay, so for example, if you are using any of the evaluation prop trading firms like TopStep or Apex, or I mean whomever, there are many out there, then I can now demo the multi-account update here that we have for you, so you can trade multiple accounts at once. Okay, hold on a minute first though. Let me find this on multi or Market Pulse Web. Here it is. Okay. Okay, great. All right, so here it is, guys, and again, this is free for now. It's in beta, so we're giving you free access. If you are interested in getting this free access, then reach out to us at beta@bookmap.com. And it's fantastic. I mean, look at this. I've got just in my workspace here, I've got NVIDIA, I got Tesla, Microsoft. There are a whole host of things in here that we can take a look at. Let's see. Well, we can add in others in here, and you can see what we can get access to. Not just crypto, but U.S. stock indexes and U.S. stocks. So here are some indexes, the NASDAQ 100, and these are the different Market Pulse algos that I can get access to for the US 100 here. Okay, so this is the tech, and here it is. Here you can see it just popped up, and yeah, we can see that it's starting to sell off a little bit here. So this is a fantastic way to look at confluences. There's a new tool in here, though. It's not just access to the Magnificent Seven stocks that you have, and the various. You can see that this is price change, this is volume pressure, and this is pace of tape here. You can get access to all of these in here. Also the indexes, but this other new tool here as well, and that is looking at the heat map in here. Okay, so I have it. Do I have it in here? Hold on a minute. Thought I did. Okay, let's try. And I should have it. Oh, right. This isn't the beta one. Yeah, hold on just a minute here. I'll get it. I'll get it up and running here. I'm sorry, guys. Just bear with me just a moment here. Okay. All right. And I have to create a new space for it here. Okay, that's fine. All right, so here we go. This is the beta version here that you can get access to. This is the new heat map product in here. And let's look at the US stocks. Okay, I should be getting US stocks. And all right, guys, I'm sorry. Like, this is not working at the moment here. That's okay. We'll move on, and we'll move on into. I'll see if I can get access here, but we'll move on into the multi-account right here. Okay, so this I really wanted to showcase for you guys. All right, so this is a new add-on. You can also get in beta, so reach out to us at beta@bookmap.com if you want access to this. Once you add it in here, you'll see that what you can do is you can create a new bot in here, and this bot will route trades to multiple accounts. Okay, let me demo it for you. I'll just delete this one right here, and we're going to add a bot right here. Okay, so I can give it a name here. Let's just call it demo. And then I have this is with Rhythmic Paper Trading right now. I have 3 different accounts with Rhythmic Paper Trading. Now, if you have Apex or Top Step or One Up Trader or whatever it is that you're using, then this is where you'll find your primary account and your sub accounts in here. You'll connect to your primary account, and then the sub accounts will show up. You can we're creating a new bot here. So on this bot here, well, maybe you want to connect to one, or maybe you want to connect to all 3. Okay, I'm sorry, connect to 2. So your primary account, and then the secondary would be the 60.1, and then now this is the third one here, 60.2. There's a multiplier as well. Okay, so for my primary, I'll keep it at regular, just 1 lot, and then I'll multiply it here for 2 for the 60.1 account, and then we'll make it 4 for the 60.2 account, and then we'll save it here. Okay. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. Let's try something else here. No, it has to be, yeah, okay, never mind. All right, so we're all set. let's select it here, and we're good to go. Right? We'll open up the panel here. You can see I took some trades earlier and some executions, but I have my open positions and working orders here. So no open positions or working orders, but previous executions here, okay, on that tab. All right, so I'm good to go. I'm ready to trade. And in fact, I'm going to be trading off of the ES chart here, but it's Trader Map Lite. Okay, so this is another add-on that we have that gets rid of the bots that you can see in here. So for example, if we're looking at the regular ES, now this is Bookmap data actually, this bot in here, this is the true state of the market. You can see this bot came in actually at 8:15 here. Here it is on the offer, on the bid, here it is on the offer, and you can see it's just following price action. It really kind of skews the heat map in here, the liquidity that we're looking at. This liquidity up here around this 15-16 shows up pretty well. So this is an important area. Okay, we noticed it earlier here, and look how much better though it shows up here in Trader Map Lite. Okay, so yeah, we just traded up into it, and now, and we had that little kind of withdrawal of liquidity in here, which was kind of funny and kind of hard to read or understand there. Anyway, now we're seeing the sellers come in after trading into high liquidity. Okay, that's what we're always looking for. After trading into high liquidity, a bit of a pullback or a pause. Okay, this is one way. We talked about this yesterday in the Bookmap Academy. And this is a great way to start to build out a trading plan for yourself. Okay, so just start to understand the relationship between the aggressors and liquidity and that context here. Okay, so, well, you know, here's our cash open at 9:30. Kind of ho-hum. I don't really see too much volume here whatsoever. But here at 9:45, it certainly picks up. Okay, just a little bit before here. Okay, we see the breakout, beautiful breakout up into high liquidity up in these areas in here. And what are we anticipating after trading through high liquidity? A pullback, or at least a pause. Okay, and we don't see the buyers like we did here in this impulse move. So the market takes a pause, then we see the buyers come back in and trade again up into high liquidity. We get a bit of a pullback or a pause, and then some back and forth in here. This is where we were looking for if buyers can get back up above this little area in here and get maybe a bit of a short squeeze back up into these areas here. Okay, and we did. We got it. Let's verify it though, and we're going to add the stops and icebergs here. And I need to add it to the original chart here. Hold on. Okay, stops and icebergs on chart, show. There we go. Okay. All right, and then now it should show up here, and it does. Okay, so we were anticipating a stop run up in here because of these sellers coming in up here, thinking that okay, well, it's a double top. We can't seem to get back up above it here. Some selling starts to come in. Even though we had this strong bid in here, and then we were looking for this scenario where if we can get buyers back up above it, we can get the squeeze. Here's our squeeze. Okay, so we did get back up above it. We see 314 stops, 416 stops, and then 90 up here. Okay, so as it's going higher, you can see, well, first we got 100 more back up into here, but then only 90. So quite a bit less here. Okay, so that pain is over basically. We've hit all the stops. Of course, there's going to be a few more here and there, but for the most part, we've hit the stops. Okay, this can give a lot of insight after trading into high liquidity, seeing the stop run, and then market goes a little bit higher here and stopping out quite a bit less. Okay, just look for when we can get maybe a shift in the order flow. and we can see the aggressors starting to shift here a little bit. Okay, we see the buyers coming in here, trading into that high liquidity. We're looking for a pause or a pullback. It actually goes a bit higher. And then we see that here come the aggressors again in here. But they fail to get that traction. And there's no more stops really to hit. In fact, what do we have here? We have an iceberg here for 500. That's pretty big for the ES. It's not huge, but it's relatively big. There's another one here for about 1,000, and you can see another one here for about 1,000 or 1,300 down here. So now we're starting to see a transition, okay, from this buy side to sell side. And then we can see, where did we go? Back down into high liquidity, back down into some of these areas here. All right. All right, Rob, I'll demo it for you here. We can take a few positions with, can you get DX feed data for stock widgets? The Market Pulse will work for sure, but most Market Pulse algos will work. Hi, Mr. No Luck. But yeah, but the MBO, the DX feed does not have the MBO. Yeah, there's 15 minutes delay upgrade for. Is that what's going on in here? Huh. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Thank you, Alois. Really appreciate that. I don't know why. Okay, we're going to jump over to Rhythmic data though. We've got it here, and we'll take it from there. Okay, I guess I don't have. I had to update my license. That's why my data blacked out. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was weird. I knew something was up. It kind of threw me for a loop there, Alois. And as you guys could see. So, all right, we're back. And now I do have the Rhythmic data here and Trader Map Lite data from Rhythmic as well. We got our stops and icebergs on here. Stops and icebergs look kind of odd too. So I'm actually going to turn them off on Rhythmic. Are off. Right, let's turn it off here. All right, jump back, and it should not be on here. Huh. This is really weird. Yeah, I'm getting some weird things today. Very odd things. All right. There's some weird artifacts in here. I don't know what to say. All right, well, anyway, we can trade from this chart, like I said, into our target instrument and use this multi-account. Let's do that. I want to demo that here. All right, so now we traded back down. Beautiful hit off of the VWAP here, as you guys can see, and we see that clearly, traders are reacting to the VWAP here today. Look at the beautiful bounce off of here, and then 3 off of here. And we continue to go up. All right, so let's take a look at this in here. All right, so well, how do we want to handle this here? We can take maybe a quick scalp up into, if I can get filled here. All right, there we go. And just let's actually put on a couple. And I'm going to take one off. I know it's not much, guys. We're looking for a pause once we trade into high liquidity, though. All right, so I'm looking for these buyers just to trade up to here, okay, at this 20 level, 60-20 level here. Okay, and I'm going to consolidate my stops here. And I do not want to put them here at the bottom of the range. I'm going to move it down a little bit lower. Okay, and let's just see if we can get back up into just to trade here, and then look for that pause that we talked about. Okay, we're looking for the high liquidity to transact. Everything's looking good here in my book, except for some exhaustion in here. And here's why. They're pulling liquidity here. They're adding liquidity in here. So now I'm just looking for some of the aggressors to come in. And I saw a few come in. I thought we'd at least get to 20 here. We're getting a bit of a pullback right now. Okay, trading back down into where these buyers came in. Okay, right here at 17. Yeah, Alois, that's really strange stuff. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm having so many issues. One thing that is working, though, I verified this earlier with the multi-account. That's working great. So there shouldn't. We'll go through that as soon as we get a little more price action here. Come on, buyers. Let's see if those aggressors show back up here. Okay, still we're in this zone here. We haven't broken it, so we're still bullish. Okay, this is our zone. Okay, this is where the aggressors came in. This is where the down here. This is where the demand is, though, from the passive side. Okay, so we're looking for, since we know the aggressors are still kind of in control in this move in here. This is just a pullback, and looking for the aggressors to trade back up into some of these transactions, and I think we can get a push into 20 here. And not yet. All right, so now we've traded back down to the swing here, and we are starting to find the aggressive sellers here. Okay, now it's kind of a bit of a we'll see if aggressive sellers come in again right up in here. They may, and then we'll get stopped out. But because we moved outside of this range in here, but we did trade back down to this liquidity, and that's why we're getting the bounce at the moment here. Okay, so I'm still looking to see if we can get more aggressive buyers in here. We're just kind of bouncing around between the demand and supply at the moment. All right, it's a 10:40 time of day here, so usually this is right around where we typically see some back and forth or a potential reversal. Okay, and that might be shaping up right now. Yeah, they're starting to pull that liquidity in here, so this might be the starting to shape up a little bit right now. Okay, high liquidity just transacted here at 15. Okay, getting a bounce out of that area here, as you can see. Okay, found a few buyers. Again, now a potential stop run here up into our 20 level, right? Okay, it looks pretty good actually. We see, look at the bids starting to show some activity here, and look at them pulling on the offer, and we're finding aggressors, and we know that these guys are going to be trapped in here. Okay, now we just have to see the squeeze or the aggressors come in. Okay, still looks good. And this again, like starting to understand this dynamic in here. These sellers here are going to become buyers up at the top of the swing here, or on the way up here. Okay, and we can have not only the move potentially into 20, but maybe a little bit higher if there's just more demand here. Okay, where is that demand? Not seeing it right now. Okay, so there's a little bit. Let's see if that's enough here to kind of spark something. Okay, I know what happened here. Alois and everybody was the yeah, some of my licensing access in here was changed just recently with a script that kind of hit. You know, I was affected by it, so that's what happened, and why I have delayed data at the moment from Bookmap data. Yeah. I mean, I saw that in here and I thought that was weird. 15 minutes delayed. Well, maybe it's just, maybe it would get caught up in here, but uh, no, I don't have access to it. Okay, I just got it verified here by a colleague. All right. Well, this is really boring in here. Market price action here. Just going back and forth in here in this range. Still has a bullish slant to it, no question. I mean, here's the swing here. We saw the reaction into high liquidity here, and we found some buyers. So, you know, and the big transactions still took place up here. So we still have that kind of weak top here. And that's why we're still kind of holding on and just looking for it to trade up into and maybe through here. And maybe we can see a nice squeeze and a trade up into some of the higher levels here of liquidity. All right, buyers, let's see it. Let's see it. As you volume profile guys will know, in this range in here, due to all of this buying over here, you can see the cluster, right? Like here, we got two different volume profiles in here. Cumulative, I'm sorry, there we go. There's our 20. Okay, now we're anticipating a pullback after that, right? Okay, or maybe a pause here. All right, so let's just flatten this one, and let's take a look at our multi-account and our panel here. So go back to the multi-account trading here, and then go to the open the panel here. Okay, and we can take a look at our executions in here. I forgot to show you guys working positions. Anyway, here's our activity here. All right, so and we get into the 1047. Okay. Yep. So here's our account 60, 61, and then 62 here. Okay. So remember, we use the multiplier in here. So this was 1, this was 2, and then this one was 4 here. Okay. So it did everything that we were looking for here, right? And this is how you can very simply use the multi-account. Okay, now this went over to the web journal as well. Okay, and I can show you that. And then should show here. No, that's not it. Hold on a minute. Now, all my journals. Okay, for the journal, it's only showing this one here. Okay, and yeah, we only made a couple ticks out of it. It went against us 17 and went for us 3. So pretty bad trading example, but nonetheless, there it is within our journal as well. And yeah, that journal product is really shaping up nicely. We'll be using it more and more, especially for the Bookmap Academy in the near future. Yeah, some weird stuff. Don't understand it. Anyway, I'm using an alpha version of Bookmap, so I think that has something to do with it. All right. Well, let's take a jump back here. Let's take a look at our bigger picture here. Still bullish, as you guys can see, all 3 time frames here: daily, hourly, 15-minute, and nothing to change from that behavior at this time. Okay, a bit of a pullback after trading into high liquidity in here. NQ is lagging, Stephen. Let's take a look. See? I'm up at 21,200. Does that look right? Oh, okay. Norman is leading the ES. Yeah. Yeah, I love trading this NASDAQ, to be honest. In fact, we can use the multi-account also for this NASDAQ here. Let's just come over and yeah, we've got it. Okay, demo, all good to go. Let's take a position in here. Okay. So now I'm trading off of the Trader Map Lite here, but I'm trading into the regular contract here. Okay, cross trading into it. Okay, it's the regular NQ Z4 chart. Okay, and then it says you've activated the cross trading here. Okay, now we'll activate it here. I'll put in some size and let's take a few trades in here. Okay, so yeah, what do we want to do here? All right, so trading up into these areas in here. Well, there's still bullish here until we hit that high liquidity. Just missed it. Okay, let's go to our output here and then working orders. Here it is here. All right, so here's our NASDAQ. Here is our 60 account. We had one contract in there and then we duplicated it or doubled it here for the 60.1. So you see the size of 2. Here's our 60.2 we quadrupled it here. Right, so there we go. And it's all synced up and you can see it here. Let's put in another order, working orders down in these areas here. And then I'll show that as well. Okay, open up the panel and you can see all my working orders in here now that I just put in. Okay, so in fact, it looks like we're going to get filled on them. In fact, I'm going to move it down below or into some of that high liquidity area here. Okay, and again, guys, I mean, this is very, very basic order flow in a trend. As you guys can see, we anticipate the move. If we see the aggressors come in, we're looking for the aggressive buyers to meet the passive sellers. They trade into it, and then we're looking for a pullback, okay, or a pause. Could even be a potential reversal. Okay, we'd be looking for that too. As you guys know, we went through the remember our just a week ago or so the trading competition. Okay, how larger players transact. Okay, they're using a lot of passive orders, and we're looking for a transition and a change from the first off on the passive side, and then the aggressors come in. Okay, so I mean, this is just playing out beautifully. So here you can see traded up into the high liquidity, we get the pullback, we trade into high liquidity now on the bid down here, and we see a reaction. Okay, this is where these aggressive sellers met the buyers. We got our pullback. Okay. Any questions on the multi-account product add-on? Open our panel again. You can see all our working orders, all our positions, etc. About to get filled on another position, it looks like here. Just in behind that high liquidity there. Okay, now look at the offer now. So this might be our potential reversal now. Okay. See the high liquidity coming down, the supply coming down like this. Now we see aggressive sellers taking on and trading into and through the passive buyers here. Okay, so we're just going to follow along with these buyers here. All right, now I've got a position of 5 on. Okay, now this is multiplied though, right? Okay, now this is where the sellers are up here. Okay, let's see this context in here. Okay, passive buyers, sellers did not take them on, but we still see more sellers coming in here. Okay, where's the next level? Well, down here at this 21,180. All right, coming up to 200. And what are they doing? They're pulling. Okay, well, I'm going to take some profit here. I'm going to take 3 off. I still have 2 on. Okay, I'm going to take profit up here and up here. Okay, high liquidity. Again, looking for these aggressive buyers to meet the passive sellers up in these areas here. DNT, this is something that we talked about like many times, or you were even demoing in your Bookmap Academy some of your kind of averaging in position. And this is what I was kind of hoping to see you guys do some of that more in the competition, but we didn't really see that much. Now, maybe next competition will give you 10 million or 25 million, and you will have to start to average in because you're just going to slip even the ES against yourself. Okay, maybe even 100 million. I mean, God, it'd be great, huh? We'll see see some people reach the billion mark using Bookmap. But it is such a great exercise to understand like how these markets work and to be a part of it, right? Instead of looking for some sort of very could be very convoluted strategy with VWAP and VPOC and all sorts of indicators and CVD and like this and that. Like we're not, we're just looking at supply and demand here and understanding that on higher time frames. Okay, and playing along with some of those traders. Yeah, working the zone exactly. DNT, that's exactly it. So and that changes though too. I mean, it's dynamic, right? This liquidity might pull, they may add more, they may come in and completely skew the order book, but this is what we know right now. Okay, so do we get enough buyers to trade back up into these areas up in here? We know this is where the supply is. Okay, do the aggressors want to make a transaction here with the passive orders? Okay, there's a little skew in the order book right underneath here, and we see buyers. Okay, now we're starting to now see look at the opposite though. So this happens all day long. Okay, so look up here now. Okay, now this is hindsight, but it is still telling us we did see buyers trade into this liquidity up in here. Some of it pulled. This definitely traded, and then we stopped finding a lot of those aggressors, right? I'm not using. I have the break even add-on. Let's see. We can add it here. Break even point. Yep. There we go. Okay, that seems odd. This is my average, and this is my break even after taking some profit. It seems weird. Oh, it's because of commissions, I guess. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, it's reset on. Okay, so now we're starting to see this kind of shift, though, right? And it happened right here. We were looking right at it. We are actually looking for these buyers to take them on, and the passive sellers up in here, and we just didn't find them. Now this is hindsight, of course, but I really don't see much until we see the sellers here, right? And they're starting to pick up here some momentum. And what do? Now we traded down to high liquidity down here. Okay, so now look at our break-even point. It went down because we added another contract in there. Okay, now let's look at where we may take some profit. Like here's some high liquidity here. Okay, so maybe that's a good area. Maybe we want to bring some of these down here because that liquidity has shifted. Maybe we want to go to in front of this high liquidity here. Definitely seen a shift here, as you guys can see. Okay, here come our buyers in here, and some of that high liquidity starting to transact in here. Okay, not much, but some, and we're still finding aggressive sellers now. Okay, so now we're trading down into high liquidity on the bid, and we're trading a bit through it now. Okay, so this is a shift and a change now. Okay, this is kind of a reversal unfolding here. This is what it looks like. Okay, so again, let's just front run some of that high liquidity down here. Okay, just got filled. Okay, and let's see if we can get if there's still more supply. We should trade into this 170 level here. Okay, and then now where are we going? Okay, well here's the supply up here. Okay, so maybe we should bring down that order, and we'll average out into some of these areas in here. Okay, so let's take a look at the context in here now. I mean, this is totally shifting and changing, but look at the context. Traded into a bit of a bounce. We did not trade it. We did not find enough sellers here to trade into this liquidity here. Now we're finding our buyers. Okay, so interesting dynamic here. Is this the reversal that we're looking for? Maybe not. Maybe this is as far as we go here, and we've gotten low enough to find those buyers. Now let's take a look here. We put our take profit here and here, and we still found some more buyers. They traded up into this liquidity here. Okay, we still have two on. Something's off with this break-even point, guys. Something's really kind of screwy here. This is not making much sense. The average price though is here. That's for sure. All right. So now let's take a look here. Okay, I'm going to take some off here. Okay, so now we only have one on. But did we trade into high liquidity? Yeah. Is there still more demand? Yeah. Now it kind of dried up. Okay, and now it's a little bit back and forth in here. Okay. DNT, like, this may be something. I mentioned this to you before. This may be something that would be of interest to you. You're very analytical with your approach, and then starting to understand this context and behavior in here. I mean, look, this is what these bots are doing in here. Let's go back to the S&P, it shows up better. These bots in here are doing all day long. You know, average in a little bit, get out a little bit, average in a little bit, get out a little bit. Now they have huge size and they're able to easily do that. You know, we don't. That's why we just get stopped out and we look for another high probability trade and then jump in again. But if you have enough in your account to trade micros like this, well, at least do it in demo and see if you can work a position, an average to get in. We went over crashes content yesterday. We didn't talk, or we didn't show too much about the trade management, but that's how he manages his positions, or one of the ways that he is able to get an edge is by averaging in. Okay, and now what he's doing is he's looking at market pulse. He's looking at supply and demand, but he's also looking at confluences. It was a nice analogy. We're talking about instrumentation and as a pilot, how he's looking at all his instruments to give him insights, and how that crossed over into looking at multiple confluences for him. So it came kind of naturally for him to look at multiple confluences for a gaining an edge at a high probability trade. Right. Well, here we go, guys. Okay, high liquidity here. Okay. Well, should we flatten that? Let's do it. All right. I mean, I still see more buyers coming in, so maybe we'll continue on up. But this is our expectation here: high liquidity and a pullback. Okay. All right. So if we're still bullish, which, you know, based off of this is pretty bullish in here, we can start to look for other areas in here. Where do we want that pullback to come to? Okay, where is that supply or demand? I'm sorry. Okay, a bit of demand in here. Okay, demand here, demand in here. Okay, there we go. We got filled. All right. So now let's take a look here. Okay, so where might we think of getting out here? Well, maybe up here. Okay, this is where those aggressors came in as well. Okay, so this is where we got in, and we have another one down here. I'm going to move it down a little bit further. Okay, I want to see that high liquidity transact. Okay, so looking good. You know, this is where our limit sell is up here. Okay, we're transacted. Now probably should have pulled that and added it higher, to be honest, because look at that liquidity in here. They pulled, right? So there's still more buying pressure. We'd still look for this to go a bit higher here. All right, now we traded in some high liquidity up here. All right, do we want to be a seller? Let's do it. We'll continue on here with this process here. I'll be a buyer here. Okay, if I see these guys pull, maybe I'll add it down to a lower level, like here. Okay, we are anticipating a pullback after that. Okay, we got our pullback. I'm going to have to front run that high liquidity. See, the bid is starting to bid up though. Okay, there we go. Now we're filled. All right, nice sell off there. Let's put it in front of this high liquidity here. In fact, I'll cancel this order for now. This is your work in the zone. Okay. Yeah, DNT looks good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, this game that you play in here with working the zone like this, this like I said, this might be something that really resonates with you. Uh, so you know, maybe continue to explore. You've got your price structure. Okay, you've got your liquidity. You've got that context which you're understanding, and you know, you're looking for kind of averaging into that position and averaging out of that position over time. Okay, so yeah, maybe you know, DNT. That's something that might work for you. The Just be very, very careful though that you're not that your risk is under control. If you're putting on 3 max or 4 max, you know, those are the only bullets that you have. Okay, so you have to be kind of careful with your bullets in there, how you manage it. Okay, because you can get, if you over leverage it, you're going to get really hurt, because we never know what's going to happen. Like all of a sudden something might happen and we might see, you know, price drop way down here, or break out way up here, right? And you're short. You know, you have to manage the risk. Okay? It's just you're just doing it in a different way based off of the supply and the demand in here over a zone. Let's see, Alan, I said I'd go over your stuff, so let's take a look at your price action here. Just a second. Yeah, here we go. No, that's not it. Yeah, there it is. No, that's not it. There it is. Okay. Oh, Alan, it's too small. Hold on a minute. Cannot see it. All right. So, all right. Yeah, it's hard to see here. If I open this in the browser, it's just too small. I can see it if I zoom in maybe a little bit here. Um, your checklist looks good here. I would recommend that you pare this down. You might want to talk to DNT Matter, okay, because this is good. This is excellent that you started your checklist. Now you can even point to a number in here. So you got, this is what you're looking for. Point to it on the chart and add it. Number 3, you know, whatever it is. Number 4, number 5. And I would also recommend that you look into trying to simplify this. Okay, edit it, pare it down. What's the essence of exactly what you're looking for? The cleaner you are, or the more concise you are here, the better you'll be able to react to it. Right? So looking good, Alan. I really like it. Continue on with this. And at this point here, you can probably take, maybe you can add little notes in here, but you can just put in a number. Put your arrow in here with a number to where, you know, what it looks like in your setup here. Okay. Yeah, good stuff. Let's take a look here. What does our account look like here? Make sure I don't have any open orders. Okay, I do have open orders. Okay, all on NASDAQ here. All the executions though. Okay, no positions open. All right. Yep, makes sense. This one order accounts for 3 different open orders, right? From multi-account. 60, 61, and 62. Right? 1, 2, and 4. Alan, yeah, keep going, keep paring it down. Try to get down to, like, just a handful of words. But it's okay. I mean, you off to a good start. Don't force the issue, but just try to make it simpler for yourself. That's all. The more concise you are, the more you know what you're looking for, the easier it will be to trade. I mean, look how simple this exercise was for us. We were just following high liquidity along the way here. That was it. We can continue on with this as well. So we would be a seller here. Okay, now let's see here. Yeah, I'll be a seller there. Okay, and I'll be a buyer back up here. Okay, in front of that high liquidity. Beautiful. God, even the trading journal is there must be issues with this beta version. I don't think it's Bookmap data. I think it's probably this beta version or licensing. I know the Bookmap data is a licensing issue. Oh, yeah, D&T, we'll go over this multi-account thing many times. It's excellent. Don't worry about that. It's super simple too. Don't worry about it. I think you're really going to enjoy it. It's a joy to use. I think the developers did a fantastic job here. Let's add another bot. I only added one bot in here. Okay, so let's add another one in here. Now, we'll call this, demo 2, right? And I'm just going to select one account here. And then I'll put in a multiplier of 10 here, or 11, let's say. Okay, and then we'll save it. Okay, so now notice this though. When I add that other bot in here, you can only select one at a time here. Okay, so now we're going to select demo 2, and it's only connected to, as we know, it's only connected to one other account. So 2 accounts here, and not 3. Right, and we gave it a multiplier of 11. So depending on whatever setup you have at Apex or Top Step or whatever, right? All right, so let's see here. Okay, we can find some sort of high liquidity. Okay, just shadowing this high liquidity in here again. Okay, this one looks really good down here, so we might even put another one down there. Okay, and then we're going to get out where? Up here. Okay, top of the range. Okay, let's open up that panel. Out. Okay. So we still have one working order down here, but you can see, look, size is 1, and then 60.1 is 11 here. Okay. Why the top of the range? I was just, again, Mr. Luck, Mr. No Luck, just looking at liquidity levels. We're going over a very, very simple assumption here. And that is we trade into high liquidity and then we look for a pullback. Okay, even here. Now that doesn't always happen. Sometimes we've seen it on trending days. Typically, even on big trending days, maybe it trades through a little bit, but you get that pullback. In fact, it's just about to trade into that liquidity, so I'll get out. Now look for maybe a bit of a pullback again. All right, and do I want to be a buyer? Okay, well then I'll be a buyer here, maybe on the bid. Okay, there we go. And then where do I want to be a seller? Well, here on the offer, okay, with that liquidity up here. Okay, or let's suppose that we got this wrong, and this range in here, like D&T was talking about, where would we want to add into that? Well, maybe down here, right? Okay, and then where's that liquidity now on the offer? Well, it shifted down. Okay, so we're going to move it down too. Okay, yeah, makes sense for you. Okay, I mean, guys, I mean, this is not a trading strategy. It is just demoing supply and demand and our anticipations from what is unfolding in the order flow. Okay, we can turn this into a strategy, no problem, no problem at all. But just how powerful this is, you know, understanding how these markets work with supply and demand. Okay, let's cancel. So yeah, okay, we got filled, right? In fact, we would have had a really nice trade. You can see the best offer went, or best bid went into our trade here, but we did not get filled. What are some of the pitfalls, caveats in here to look for? Well, when this liquidity pulls, you get, or you a lot of times. I mean, they've played really nice with us. So this kind of back and forth has worked pretty nicely today. But you'll see, like some odd behavior in here. For example, you may get something like really high liquidity like this, and then it pulls and they flip and they're on the other side up here on the offer, and it's really kind of hard to understand what's affecting the market. And when you're in an environment like that, then I mean, study it, go back. I mean, just this is how we started off the webinar, was to go back and look at this and start to understand, okay, what can we assume? And this is how we talked a little bit about this with Crash, but Crash went into detail and gave an answer that was pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting it. He said it actually went into, like, I don't know, like a decade of studying and back testing data, which gave him his plan. And then he started to add in liquidity and confluences and Bookmap, and he's really honed it down. But where I was going or looking for from an answer was, if we just look at even this chart here and start to assume certain things, or start to study them and start to note the behavior. Well, it seems like even in a trend, if we start to trade into high liquidity, we typically get a pullback. Okay? Now, it depends on how much that context, again, of supply versus demand. Okay, but passive supply and demand versus aggressive supply and demand with the dots. Okay, passive is the heat map, and it makes complete sense and logic. I mean, these are orders. These are where the sellers are. These are the aggressive buyers transacting with them. Okay, so here we go. That would anticipate a pullback after this. Right? So where to? Well, that's the question. Well, we can put we can kind of put a limit down here, or take profit in front of this liquidity here. But see how in this case there's just more demand. There's still more demand. Okay, so they traded it into this high liquidity. Okay? Now look what everything shifted here. Look at how the order book shifted on us here. Okay, so now we're into more of a trending environment now, right? So, and we're counter trend here, and we're adding to losers on the way up. There is more demand in here trading through. Okay, so how do you combat that? Well, I mean, we just went through this exercise of kind of front running or playing along with this supply up in here. But instead, you'd be looking for buying the pullback. And maybe here, right, is where you would be buying. Okay, or down here, if they're going to pull. And then don't worry so much about the orders, your orders at the moment. Just understand and start to gain an edge. Understand this context in here. You know, this is what we derived into a potential trading plan here. Right? Now you can add in other things. You know, you can add in your confluences, maybe market pulse, maybe stops, maybe icebergs, etc. We went through that iceberg example earlier, where we had, you know, huge iceberg, and then price went higher. I'm sorry, huge stop run, price went higher and less stops. Okay, and you know, it's kind of exhausting out basically. Right now, see what's happening here. This is our range that it's actually here, to be honest, because this is where it kind of broke out from, and but now it's breaking out from that range here. Okay, well, is there still more demand by the aggressors here? Well, then they're going to trade up into this 222, and then maybe the 220. I'm sorry, 220 and 222. Okay, there we go. So now we just added into it. Okay, we're anticipating a pullback after trading into high liquidity. Okay, and then where are we looking for it to go? Well, high liquidity on the bid. Okay, so let's see if there's just a little bit more supply here by the aggressors to hit the demand here at 210 in the with the passive orders here at 210. All right, so these you know, you have to be aware of the context and the shifting and in the supply and the demand. Okay, it's not like straightforward. Today is actually, you know, it's been really straightforward, to be honest. Today it's been rather straightforward. It's been win after win after win, but we are adding into these losers along the way. So that, you know, is a different way of trading. That actually will make our it's totally fine as a strategy or, you know, risk management, as long as you know what you're doing and when to how to manage it correctly here. But you'll start to note things like here. Let's see, like this trade here. Yeah. See, now look at my MAE and my MFE here. Right, so this went against me 19 and for me 8. Right, that's not so good. So, you know, if just keep this in mind, like this is you know, what you're doing. If this is your if you build this out into a strategy, okay, and you know, trading along with these larger liquidity players in here. Okay. And yeah, just continue to watch. The environment shifts, it changes, and you have to be aware of that. This is a shift and change right here, okay, right in here. So high liquidity on the offer, transacts, goes a little bit higher. This is a beauty here. Okay, after trading all this high liquidity, one more hit, then we get the bigger pullback, and then that's where we took our profit. Okay, down to this high liquidity here, and then we see the move back up. Now, what do we see different in here? Well, this is at least what I see here. Is, hold on a minute. We have high liquidity here on the offer, and then we see the bump up though, right? High liquidity at a higher level on the bid. Okay, so that's that kind of skew in the order book that we talk about. And then, you know, we can look for, well, where do we want to be a buyer then? Well, if we're looking for a pullback, maybe it's here. Okay, or maybe if we want to be a seller, it's up in here. Okay, now that would be going with the trend. Okay, so let's see here if we get something. Actually, guys, we got to get going. So let's wrap it up. We'll call it a day. Tom B is next with volume profile. If you want to continue with the education, especially on over in YouTube, come on over to our Discord channel, and we have streamers all day long. Let me see. There's a few questions over in Discord. Let me answer these. Any significant levels on the S&P? Yeah, absolutely. There always are. It's trading into them right now. Okay. This was this is that Trader Map Lite. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you can see these are the significant levels here as well. Okay. At least Mr. S, go back and check this out. Verify it for yourself. Now, if you're trading a specific way using candlesticks or indicators or whatever it is, volume profile, whatever it is, just start to match it up with what we covered today. This is going to strengthen your trading plan and create a better edge for yourself. All right. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great weekend. Please hit the like button, and I hope you got something out of the webinar. Comment. Would love to hear from you. Subscribe to the channel. Better yet, really, seriously, come over to the Discord channel. You're going to get a lot more out of it than you are over on YouTube. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you on Monday. Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.